This is the first apartment we ever lived in as a couple. StyleCraze.com. 123 deep relationship questions to ask for a better love life.
What is one thing about me that still annoys you after all these years?
The one thing that annoys me after all of these years is the fact that you still continue to chew with your mouth open periodically. You had the audacity to try and sit down and eat something while we film this. The one thing that still annoys me after all of these years is that periodically you still choose to chew with your mouth open.
The one thing that annoys me about you after 31 freaking years is you are a high energy person. So in one day, you get a lot of
There we go.
The bad part, the part that's my pet peeve, that when you're done with something, you don't put it away.
Right.
I.e., here's an example. This morning, you were done doing yoga and lifting weights. You left the yoga mat in the middle of the living room and the weights.
Yes.
That is my biggest pet peeve. Go ahead. Before I say that, go ahead. Say what you're going to say, and then I'll say what I'm going to say, and then we'll wrap it up today.
What I took away from that is you were married to someone who is fitness conscious.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
I'm testing it now.
What is Randonautica? This seems to be a question that the mainstream media had a frenzy over a couple months into the worldwide quarantine. A quick Google search of Randonautica articles will bring up anything from the app of the summer to teens finding human remains.
Okay.
Boom.
We can just
Start journey.
Well, our intention.
Yeah, there it is.
Vitality, creativity, creative expression, and
Number 3.
if you could change one thing about our story, what would that be?
I stand by my original statement. I would change nothing. I would say that I appreciate all of the highs and lows in our relationship. So I would not change anything about it. And I'm skipping the fact that if I could go back in time and change every negative thing that I'd done and regretted, if that was an option to just not be a jackass. But I don't think we're talking about that. The course of our life events leading up to this point have been difficult and a blessing, but overall, I feel satisfied with our present state in our current outlook, in my current condition and hope for potential. So ultimately, I would change nothing.
And I agree with that.
That's it?
Yeah, because I agree with it. I had a different answer, but then when I actually thought thought it
Right.
through more. Nobody wants to go through hard times. That's what's made us who we are.
Yeah.
So,
If
Road northwest, then turn right onto 18th Street Northwest.
In the heart of the city.
Drive right onto 18th Street Northwest, then you will arrive at your destination.
what is the one quality in me that you adore the most?
sincerity, or you're sincere. So you make honest attempts at things in life. At least I would say in
Trying to better myself. Is that what you
yeah, in more personal things. Or like when it would involve spirituality and your beliefs in God and things like that. Because I think when you get down to those types of topics, for some people and for a lot of people, those are the types of topics that you deal with when you're trying to improve yourself as a person, grow, or change. So, change is difficult and growth is hard to accept and maneuver. So, I do think that it takes a certain level of sincerity to be truthful about where you are and what's going on. That's the only way you can grow. So I think that that's a positive quality that you have.
What's
The sincerity.
Do you think our love has grown over the years?
I would say yes, because it's changed and it's definitely developed. I think long the years, the more time that we spend in the relationship, of course. Because what do you say?
I say yes, our love has grown because we deeply loved each other when we were 19 and 20 to the extent of what we knew love was. But once you're 31 years in, you go through ups and downs and you know each other. And to stay with someone like that and to still love them means you really do love them because you know them at their worst and you know them at their best.
Do you think it's grown?
Yes, I do. Do you think we have changed as individuals over the years?
Yes. Looking back from the time that we first met until now, so much has changed that it is hard to explain it. If we would have been able to see what type of people we are now prior to changing, like from the age of 24, 25, if we could have seen the people that we are now, what we were going to change into, I don't think that we would have volunteered for it.
And you have to explain that.
I just think that the nature of our relationship now is just different than what I could have conceived of just for our relationship to survive. I think that we've had to change significantly enough that it's the same person, like we tried to explain before, to one another. But it's definitely different. Absolutely changed. Yes, for the positive.
It would have been too scary if we would have saw our future. It would have been too scary for us.
Yeah, everybody.
That's why people aren't supposed to know the future as a.
I think so too. I'm just trying to think.
I think we have changed as individuals over the years because we've been through so much stuff. To say we haven't changed, that's weird. We have grown up a lot, and we see like different areas that we need to grow up in. And when we were young, we didn't see these areas, and they weren't relevant because we were in a different place. But I think our relationship through all the hard times and stuff, I think it's a positive, even now in the middle of the of changes that we're going through now and this year. Sometimes it's scary and sometimes it's super painful, but I can see that it's like good change. Like this stuff's gonna make things better and better.
Video.
If you stand on this same spot in the Washington, D.C. area, you will be where we were when we recommitted ourselves to loving and nourishing one another as individuals and as a couple.
For life and happiness and true peace, inner peace for both of us in our relationship.